What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder. I'm your host, Warren Thompson, and it looks like we're learning a lot more about the Fantastic Four. Today, we have a working title for the movie that gives us some clues as to what we could expect from the plot, and it appears that the Watcher might actually be entering the MCU pretty soon, and he might possibly show up first to work with the TVA. He could then show up in other projects as we explore the multiverse even more before it starts to collapse and we go into Avengers Secret Wars. But it looks like we could be experiencing something that we experienced in What If Season 1. Uatu breaking his rule of interference. The Watcher is just supposed to watch. He is not supposed to interfere. That is one of the main rules of the Watcher. The Watcher is supposed to just observe and compile knowledge on all aspects of the universe. But what happens when the universe and the multiverse starts to get destroyed? What does the Watcher do then? Well, we have a pretty decent idea, and it does involve the Fantastic Four, specifically the ending of the Fantastic Four, and then going into Deadpool 3 and Avengers Secret Wars. We've also been doing casting updates recently. It does seem like Matt Shakman does have his Fantastic Four cast, and as soon as the strikes are done, it will become official. So we'll talk about who the final runners are for the characters in this video. And of course, we can't leave out the villain of the movie, Galactus and the Silver Surfer, of course, who has been rumored to have a special presentation coming before the Fantastic Four. So we'll get to that in a bit. And of course, if you're new, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest videos. And if you subscribe and leave a comment, you are automatically entered in our giveaway for a chance to win an Xbox Series X, a PS5, some Marvel Legends items, or some DC items. We pick one winner at the end of each month, and that winner gets to pick one item. Only a few days left now. So this new report about the Fantastic Four working title is coming from Alex Perez at thecosmiccircus.com. And he states this: according to our sources, the working title Marvel Studios is using for the upcoming Fantastic Four film is Blue Moon. We first caught wind of this as a working title for a Marvel project at the beginning of the year. However, we could not at the time tie the working title to a specific Marvel project. And Alex Perez did indeed tweet about this back in May. They go on to explain that a working title is like a code name. When casting calls go out or when making deals, the code name will be used instead of the project name to help keep things quiet. Working titles at Disney and Marvel can be nods to comic lore or even just in jokes. However, with a lot of different Marvel Studios working titles that they use, they often hint to what the story could be for the actual upcoming movie, and they often hint to comic lore. And in this case, it looks like the Fantastic Four working title could be hinting at the blue area of the moon. And this, I believe, could tie in the Watcher. We'll get to that in a bit, but first we'll talk about the story that is kind of going on right now that the Cosmic Circus talks about. They state, in Marvel Comics millions of years ago, the Skrulls discovered the planet Hala, home to two races, the Kree and the Katati. To test which race was superior to share their secrets with, the Skrulls used the Earth's moon as a Skrull colony testing site for the Kree and the Katati. The Kree would build an area known as the Blue Area of the Moon, which was a thriving city and metropolis, while the Katati managed to grow life on the surface of the moon. When the Katati were selected by the Skrulls as the superior race, the Kree rebelled and killed the Skrulls and Katati, right before abandoning the area to decay and essentially become ruins. This event would mark the start of the centuries-long story of the Kree-Skrull War in the comics, but it's highly unlikely that's what Marvel intends to cover in their upcoming Fantastic Four film, and I agree. However, right now, we have kind of already experienced the Kree-Skrull War, and going into the Marvels, we are kind of still experiencing that. Dar-Benn is right now leading the Kree, and she's going to attack Earth, and she's going to attack Captain Marvel. So we still are experiencing some of the Kree-Skrull War, so there could be a slight tie-in. However, I don't think it'll be linked because of what we've heard about where the Fantastic Four takes place. We have heard that it might take place in another universe. So if that is the case, it definitely shouldn't tie into the Kree-Skrull War that is happening in our universe right now. And in fact, based off of what we've heard about what could happen for the plot of the Fantastic Four will take place in another universe, and in that universe, they are the only superheroes, and they are very famous. So no Avengers, no Captain Marvel, possibly no Nick Fury, nobody like that to even have beef with the Kree. Of course, the Fantastic Four could have, but I don't think that's the story route they're going to go down, especially because we know Galactus is going to be the villain. But the CosmicCircus.com and Alex Perez continue to state, the Blue Moon working title seems to indicate the possibility that the blue area of the moon may serve as one of the more important settings of this movie. When we asked our sources about the possible connection between the working title and the story for the Fantastic Four, our sources were able to confirm that Marvel intends for the First Family to make their debut in style by starting off with a grand cosmic adventure, which is absolutely awesome to hear, especially since we've heard that Galactus is indeed going to be the main villain of this film. We recently heard the other day from insider My Time to Shine Hello that Galactus's herald in the MCU Fantastic Four reboot will be a woman. Now, this might line up with the Fantastic Four taking place in another universe because there is a version of the Silver Surfer from the Earth 829 universe known as Juno. So it is possible that this herald is indeed going to be the Silver Surfer, even though she's going to be a woman. If the movie takes place in another universe, this really isn't a bad idea, and this actually opens up the future of the Fantastic Four films to have a male Silver Surfer in the main MCU universe moving forward after Avengers Secret Wars. That's kind of the cool thing about having this movie take place in another universe. You can do things that you normally wouldn't do and still go on in the future to do things that you normally would do with the Fantastic Four. For example, a rumor that we've heard is Galactus is indeed going to be the villain of this film, but he's going to win. The Fantastic Four will lose at the end of the movie. So if what we've learned from the working title is true, and the information that the Cosmic Circus has obtained is true about this being a cosmic adventure, it looks like they're going to run into Galactus and have to defend Earth from Galactus. At this point in time, if the rumors that we've heard are true, they're going to lose, and their world is going to be destroyed, or at least it's about to be fully destroyed, when the TVA shows up to save them and take them to kind of a place between universes. And this is where I believe the Watcher will show up. Another one of the Fantastic Four stories that have to relate to Blue Moon is one of the Fantastic Four's earliest outings in 1963, Fantastic Four number 13, where the Fantastic Four travel to the blue side of the moon. This is also where the Watcher makes his comic debut, and he warns them about Galactus coming to Earth. The Watcher may warn the Fantastic Four about Galactus in the movie, but I also think that he's going to be monitoring several different universes, just like he did in What If, and I think that he might be helping the TVA pick and choose heroes from each universe to save, to be able to ultimately save the entire multiverse. If the rumor that we've heard about the TVA going around saving heroes is true, it would make sense that the Watcher would be helping them, because the Watcher knows about all of the different heroes in all of the different universes. So we could be getting a live action Watcher debut pretty soon, and he could be in the Fantastic Four and other films if he truly is going to be helping the TVA. And to top it all off, like I mentioned, we have a little bit of an update on the cast for the Fantastic Four. Daniel RPK has recently stated, no actor has signed, but the choices would be Jake Gyllenhaal as Reed Richards, of course, Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm, Joseph Quinn as Johnny, and Ebon Moss-Bachrach as Ben. He also states that there are 2 unknown roles, including one very important for the future, and Antonio Banderas is still cited for Galactus. This could be our main official cast. They just simply can't officially sign until the strikes end. And for those wondering about Jake Gyllenhaal being Reed when he was already Mysterio, we've talked about this before. If the movie takes place in another universe, this could work. It really could. Jake Gyllenhaal's a great actor. A lot of people really like him, and it would be great to see him take on a main role such as Reed Richards in the main MCU. But let us know your thoughts about this in the comments down below. Would you like that? Would you not like that? Do you like what you're hearing about the Fantastic Four? Let us know down below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest news. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter as well. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.